All right, we're gonna make 4 videos today. So I spent the last 3 videos talking about firing people, front of the house staff. Let's see what we can finish on this side. Let's just go to gatekeeping knowledge. What is my opinion on gatekeeping knowledge in terms of restaurants? I understand why a lot of chefs do it, because if you think of it in terms of even in Japanese, like everyone's seen Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Why do Japanese chefs gatekeep knowledge? Now, if you think about how they function as Japanese people, they want to master their craft. They're not too worried about opening multiple sushi restaurants or anything like that. Their focus is not to make money. Their focus is to master their craft and work very hard. Work very, very hard to master their craft. And they don't care about getting rich. They don't, I mean, I guess they care, but that's not their main goal. It's not to get rich, it's not to open more restaurants. So if you think of how how they work as their how they view working as a society, they're not trying to expand. So if you think of the chef and the owner as, I'm only going to have one restaurant for my whole life. So if you spend, and that's the thing, is this is passing things down the generations too, like the person who taught you, and then you're going to pass it on to the next person. And that's just the way it is. It's just like the French Brigade, where you have to work for 10, 15 years before you become a sous chef or a chef or something. It takes a very long time, because there might be 3 dishwashers, and then there might be 10 prep cooks, and then there's like 20 line cooks, and then there's one junior sous chef, and then there's one sous chef, and then there's one chef de cuisine, and then there's one executive chef. There's 20 people on the bottom line cook tier that are fighting for that one spot. And then those 2 people in the sous chef and the chef de cuisine spot, they only have one position above them to move. And that's it. You're basically, if you're committed to staying in one restaurant forever, you're basically waiting for the person above you to die or quit. And obviously, it's more likely that the sous chef will quit and go somewhere else, because they're like, I better opportunity somewhere else, or I can't move up. That chef de cuisine's waiting to be the executive chef for like 10 years now, and it looks like the chef has another good 10 years in him. I can't wait that long. So he quits, and that's how you get a new sous chef. So it's all timing. But I thought about this for a long time. Why do chefs gatekeep knowledge? And back to the Japanese thing. Because if you run one restaurant and all of these people walked in your door and you immediately taught them everything you knew, they'll walk in, learn, steal your secrets, leave. And then what, you don't have any workers, because if you're a chef, you need workers, you need prep cooks, you need line cooks. There are the ones that, that's the thing, the talented ones will leave once there's no more learning or growth ahead of them. And in this one restaurant structure, it's very hard to move up. Like, I don't even know if they have like sous chefs and stuff in Japanese. It's just chef and 10 cooks or something like that. But obviously, you're the owner, so there's nowhere to move up. So you're only going to get lifers, which are going to work for you forever, or but in a high level restaurant, you're going to get all of these people knocking on the door that want to learn. And if you teach things too fast, then you're going to run out of things to teach them, and then they quit. So my thinking is, as a Japanese chef, the mentality is, you need to pay your dues by working for me for 20 years, for 10 years. It's like achievement unlocked. You learned a new skill. You're with me for 10 years. I'm going to teach you something new. And from the owner and the chef's perspective, you can see why they would do that, right? You don't want people to come, steal your shit, leave. So that's why they gatekeep knowledge. They want to retain staff, basically. They want people to pay dues to them that they pay, just as they pay dues to their culinary ancestors. So that's why I think gatekeeping knowledge is very prevalent in the restaurant industry. um, you don't want to teach people too fast. Like I know a lot of like being good at something is practicing multiple times and all that, but if you actually tried to train somebody to be as good as you, if it took me 10 years to get as good as I am, honestly, if I fully committed myself to training another copy of myself in the kitchen, it would only take like 3 to 5 years. It wouldn't take 10 years. And that's the thing is, it takes a lot of energy to train somebody. And if you train them to leave you, then it's like they just stole from you, basically. They stole your time and they didn't pay any dues to you. And yeah, that's why gatekeeping knowledge is a prevalent thing in restaurants. But it's not really that prevalent in my restaurants because I look at the whole system holistically. Um, the things, it's like a chicken and an egg thing. I always use that. Um, it's always one thing causes something to happen, but that thing also causes this thing to happen. But you don't know where it started. But all you know is it's a cycle that's existing in this restaurant, and it attracts people because of what it is. It's it's not like a one-way street in any direction. It's constantly going, and it's a positive benefit. It's either a double negative or a double positive. Like it's a bad thing for both parties, which is similar to the one restaurant system. But that same philosophy applied to my restaurant actually turns into a positive thing. So we at my restaurants, we specifically do not gatekeep knowledge because of how we function. We're not a one restaurant system. We might have 3 sous chefs right now and 10 line cooks, right? But we do want to teach everything we know to those line cooks, because every time we can teach somebody below us to do our current job, we can move up. Now, can people move up to be the owner? No. But if they can teach somebody else to do it, they can do something else that'll improve the business, which is a task that is not normally assigned to sous chefs and stuff like that. And another thing too is we plan on opening restaurants really fast. And what do you need when you open more restaurants? You need more chefs and you need more cooks. You need basically more of everything. So in our system, we do want more people to have more knowledge because we're trying to multiply one chef into two, and we're trying to turn 2 chefs into 4. And those additional 2 to 4 chefs, you're jumping up by 2. Those 2 have to come from somewhere. They're going to come from the line cooks, and you want the best ones possible. So if you spread your knowledge and whatever seeds grow, that's where you put your time. And you're like, okay, we're going to focus on you. We're going to make you a chef of the next restaurant. And the cycle keeps going. It's only if you continue to grow does this system work, because it's there's growth opportunity, basically. So more skill replicated amongst more people means there's more value being given to the guests, which means you can make more money, which means you can open more restaurants, which means there's more room for growth, which will attract more talent. So this is my philosophy on gatekeeping. If if you build your business model correctly, you shouldn't need to gatekeep knowledge. Ah, 10 seconds. I'll just wait so I can maybe in like 2 years actually run an ad.